Hello everyone, welcome to your podcast. Today we are going to discuss a topic but a very close to our daily life topic, the internet. To talk about this, I'm joined by my partner Naila as
Hello.
your guest speaker. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you. I'm really excited to talk about the internet because honestly, we use it every single day for almost everything.
That's true. Let's start with education. As university student, how do you think the internet helps you in our studies?
I think the internet makes learning so much easier. In the past, students had to go to the library and search through heavy books, but now we can find ebooks, journal, and article on Google Scholar in just a few seconds. Plus, a learning platform allow us to study from anywhere.
I agree, it's super efficient, but do you think the internet also has negative impact on students?
Yes, absolutely. The biggest problem is distraction. Sometimes we open our laptop to the homework but end up scrolling through social media like Instagram or TikTok. It makes it hard to focus. Also, some students just copy and paste answer about without trying to understand the material.
That is highly relatable. Now, what about communication do you think social media makes yours closer or further apart in real life?
It's a bit of both. We can easily connect with the people who live far away, but ironically, when we hang out with friends in real life, everyone is busy looking at their own phones. We call the pubbing or phone snooping. So it can actually make us isolated if we don't control it.
Wow, wow, true. Balance is key to close our first topic. What is your hope for the future of the internet?
I hope the internet becomes faster and more accessible for everyone, especially in remote areas. But at the same time, we need better cybersecurity to protect our personal data.
A very solid point. Thank you, Naila, for sharing your talk of the internet.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. Welcome back the second part of our podcast. Now we are switching roles. I'm Rada Nurnaila as acting as the host and here with me as Naswa as our guest speaker. We are going to discuss email. Hi, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here to talk about email, which is the backbone of professional communication.
Great. My first question is where I already have instant messaging apps like WhatsApp or Telegram. Why do companies have universities still use email as their main communication tool?
Well, email is much more formal and structured. It has a subject, line, proper greeting, and a professional formal. Also, email create a saves paper trail. It means conversation, files, and official decisions are record property and easy to search again months later, unlike WhatsApp chat that can get buried.
I see. So it's about professionalism and documentation. Speaking of formal structure, what are the basic rules of email etiquette for student?
First, always with a clear subject, line so recipient to know what the email is about. Second, use polite language and avoid slang or abbreviation. Lastly, always check your grammar before sending. It's explicitly when email and lecture are applying for a job.
That's a very useful tip. Now, let's talk about the downside. We often hear about spam and phishing. How dangerous are they?
They are very dangerous. Spam is just annoying because it files up your inbox, but phishing is a scam where hackers try to steal our password, our data, through fake email. If an employee click a bad link, it can compromise the whole company system, so we must always be careful.
Wow, so we really have to look closely at who sends the email to wrap up. Do you think email will be replaced by something else in the future?
I don't think so. Technology will change, but email will stay as the standard tool for formal communication for a long time.
Agree. Thank you so much, Naswa, for this insightful decision.
You're welcome. It was fun.
And to our viewers, thank you for watching our project video. So see you next time. Bye bye.